Sidequesters, The Hero Quits by Chad McDeadlift, as read by me, not Chad McDeadlift. Chapter 6. This chapter identifies... I'm not reading that. You're gonna have to find someone else, dude. I am not... No. I don't feel like getting cancelled.
What do you mean you do not feel like getting cancelled?
What I mean is... Have you read anything from this? Do you see what this chapter's called? Do you really see what this chapter is actually titled?
I do not see problem with chapter. It is funny book. Now either you read from funny book, or I cancel you permanently.
Oh God, I'm gonna die. I'm either someone's gonna find me after this is done, or you're gonna kill me right here if I don't read this. I am fucked either way. Oh, I'm fucked either way. Okay, alright, let's do this.
Good little pawn. You do this now, or else you got cancelled.
Chapter 6. Chapter 6.
Chapter 6. This chapter identifies as Chapter 3. The road to Iron Vale was filled with danger and peril. After leaving the comfort of the Dragon Grotto and saying goodbye to the many Dragon Bros with side hugs and fist bumps, Hero, Chuck, and Skippy set forth to the fabled City of Warriors. Once out of the comfort of the Forest Grotto, they entered a region known as the Grotto. The surrounding trees and ruins were painted with feces and mucus to spell out location markers to ward off wandering bystanders. Words such as East Side Woods were on the east side of the forest, and not the east were on the west side. Through the landscape, they could hear a rumbling, like the gathering of an angry mob.
What is going on up there?
Asked Hero. Skippy jumped off Hero's shoulder and crawled to the ground.
Hold on, I'll check it out. I'll be right back,
he said.
3 hours later. The road is blocked. The way is shut. There's a protest up ahead,
Skippy said as he came back from scouting the area.
So, let's go around. We can't.
Why not?
There's pissed off orcs in the woods around the road, and they're destroying everything.
So, maybe we can just pass through to this protest. What are they protesting? Maybe we can help them.
They're protesting better treatment for orcs.
So the orcs are also protesting?
No, it's fairies protesting for the orcs.
You mean fairies?
No, not fairies. Fairies. Oh, they're not actual... Well, shit, this is gonna be bad.
Wait, what?
Yeah, they feel orcs are being treated unfairly for, destroying shit and fighting for Wrathmore.
Now, my fucking head. Why are they protesting for the orcs?
Beats me. I mean, we are talking about a bunch of fairies here, and we all know how unstable fairies are.
Chuck decided to chime in.
Oh yeah, I ate a fairy once, by accident. Had the runs for 5 days and could not stop belching up fire. And not my normal fire, like brown fire. You ever see brown fire? Yeah, me neither. That was a fairy, not a fairy,
said Skippy.
Oh,
exclaimed Chuck.
So, we either go around and have to fight off a bunch of angry orcs, or we try to push through a bunch of protesters rallying for the pissed off orcs that started this in the first place?
Hero asked further.
Yeah, pretty much. Chuck, can you just fly us out of here?
Hero asked his portly dragon friend.
Oh, yeah, these wings are just for show, bud. My species actually has more in common with, a chicken than it does a giant bat lizard. I mean, where you people come up with this shit is hilarious, bro. You have any idea how much food something that size would need? It makes no sense, and I'm the fat one. Trust me, dragons can't fly.
Chuck half joked.
I literally flew on the dragon. You said he was your father. Are you high? You know what? Never mind. Let's go talk to these protesters. Bad idea, hero. Protesters don't talk. At least not our language.
Do you speak their tongue?
Kinda, sorta. See, it's mostly just yelling and incoherent rambling about being mad on behalf of others. Like, take me, for example. I'm a fucking hedgehog. My life's pretty good. Now you find a reason why it's shit and start yelling about how you can make others make my life better, even though I never asked.
I'm not doing that. Let's take our chances with the orcs.
No, you shall not pass,
said a raspy voice coming from the woods. Hero looked on as he saw an elderly man approach from the thick of the trees. He was dressed in no more than a gray sheet tied off at the back, exposing his old wrinkly buttocks. Upon his head was a thick white hat, much like that of a diaper. It was a diaper. He walked slowly and with a partial limp, aided by a waist-high staff with 4 legs. Some called it a walker.
Who are you, good sir?
Asked Hero. The old man groaned as he clenched his hands upon his 4-legged staff.
You shall not pass,
he grimaced as a kidney stone popped out from his urethra and fell onto the dirt.
Okay, you passed.
Now, such strange magic. What is your name?
My name is Gag like I'm fucking your nuts on the door. I want orange juice,
said the old man.
You speak in the riddles of the ancient magicians. If I understood correctly, that means your name is Galfindor.
Skippy and Chuck stared a blank stare and shifted their gaze around the surrounding woods, then toward Hero. Hero stepped up to the old man and examined his brittle face, brown-caked fingernails, and crusted lips.
I have never met an elder wizard before, though I have dealt with sorcerers. You truly must have experience beyond measure,
said Hero.
You can measure my dick,
said Galfindor as he coughed and chuckled.
Such wise and cryptic words. Hero?
Asked Skippy.
Yes, my friend. Actually, you know what? I want to see how this plays out.
Oh, such a wise little cat. I'll eat you later,
said Galfindor.
Hedgehog,
said Skippy, very annoyed.
Why do these orcs fight amongst themselves?
Hero inquired.
You see, the orcs on the east side of the forest don't like the orcs on the west side of the forest,
said Galfindor.
Why?
Ah, yes. 'Tis a long and sordid history filled with rousing intrigue and complicated relationships interweaved, thus bringing us to the current conflict.
Okay, what's happened?
You see, some orcs decided to go to the east side of the forest. Others went to the west side of the forest,
Galfindor exclaimed.
Yeah, then what happened?
Asked Skippy.
Well, they began fighting.
I feel like you skipped a bit. Like a lot of bit.
Skippy continued.
You see, the orcs on the east side of the forest did not like the west side of the forest because it was not their side. The orcs on the west side of the forest did not like the east side of the forest because it was not their side,
repeated Galfindor.
And then there was a thing. Something else happened.
Hero asked, much perplexed.
No, that's it,
Galfindor said before sticking his tongue out.
That is literally the dumbest thing I have ever heard.
Uh-oh. If you have balls, you should hold on to them. Orcs are coming. Come get it, thou fucking fox!
Galfindor rallied. A rising tempo of hurried violence rushed through the woods as the east side orcs and west side orcs rushed to meet at the road where Hero and his companions traveled. Hundreds rushed through the crumbling ruins and foliage, shouting their incomprehensible orc war cries. A rally of "West side motherfucker!" from the west were met with further shouts of "East side motherfucker!" from the east. Hero and his troop dodged and rolled to find cover by fallen logs and dilapidated buildings. Galfindor stayed put upon his walker, making bubbles with his lips. They dodged thrown axes, thrown swords, and thrown shields.
Alright, I get the axes, but why are they throwing their swords and shields? They can't be that fucking stupid.
Skippy asked. Hero picked Skippy up and placed him in his belt pouch to keep him safe from the onslaught.
Oh god, no. I can smell your balls.
Skippy choked.
Now, just deal with it for now. We must escape.
Hero shouted.
Bro, we're kind of fucked. We're like hella surrounded, dude. I mean, I could just burn these dickheads.
Chuck suggested.
No, I swore off killing. Since when? You're literally the killiest of all heroic killers,
Skippy said from inside Hero's pouch.
Now, since now, I guess, now. Oh, you're like this guy I read about. He was a rich kid and his parents were killed. He grew up to fight crime, but only at night. He wouldn't kill, though. Kind of backfired since he got more people killed by not killing the bad guys,
Chuck said.
Who? Look, fine. We can fight, but no killing. Fuck, nah, seriously, it never fucking ends,
Hero said as he got up and cracked his knuckles.
Aw, shit, looks like it's whoop past the clock,
Skippy said excitedly.
Now, it's go time!
Hero yelled as he crushed his fist against an oncoming orc's face. The orc's nose shattered like weak glass as teeth went flying about, followed by an obscene amount of blood. Another came at Hero from behind, but was thwarted with a quick duck and spin to the left. Hero grabbed the orc by his crotch and lifted him up before slamming him down on a rock. Hero kicked the orc in the nuts over a dozen times before breaking his arm, several fingers, and gouging an eye out. He then proceeded to kick the orc in his nuts a few more times. And after a few dozen more kicks to the nuts, Hero kicked the orc in the nuts some more. It was gratuitous and unnecessary. So very gratuitous and so very unnecessary.
Dude, you won't kill anyone, but you won't do that? That is fucked up, bro. Now, behind you!
Hero yelled at Chuck. Chuck felt the edge of an axe hit the back of his head as the blade cracked and fell apart. He turned around and grabbed the attacking orc by the shoulders and let out a stream of molten fire on the orc's face. Not enough to kill the thing, but enough to make it later seek medical attention.
I take it back. These guys are unchill fucking assholes,
Chuck said in a rare burst of anger.
Ha ha! Rip their dicks off!
Galfandor yelled as he gripped his walker and urinated on himself. From the left flank came an orc that ran straight at Galfandor. As the orc charged, he slipped on the freshly made puddle of muddy urine and fell face first into an axe embedded on a nearby log. His skull was split open, and blood shot out each side of his face, becoming something of a living sprinkler. A blood sprinkler. A living, though severely injured, trauma level 1, in dire need of emergency service, though still treatable, blood sprinkler. Skippy peeked his head out of the pouch and saw the blood spraying from the orc's head as its body twitched.
Fucking awesome, he said.
I'll piss in your pocket! See what fills up first, your money or my piss!
Galfandor said to the blood sprinkler orc.
There are too many,
Hero yelled out as he dodged another attack.
Now we must flee!
The battle continued as the east side orcs clashed with the west side orcs over what they claimed was the better side of the forest. Between the clashing of steel and crunching of bone were raucous, incomprehensible shouts claiming territory and the useless representing of area codes. Hero, with Skippy in his pouch, grabbed Galfandor and fled away into a clearing. Chuck followed close behind. With the orcs still doing battle in the forest behind, Hero and his gang came upon the gathered protest rally. Hundreds of fairies shouted their ailments and held up crudely drawn wooden signs with words such as, "Kill hate, not trees," and "My spells, my choice." The way around the road was lined with soldiers rented out from various towns. Some were half asleep, while others pretended to be real knights, though with potbellies instead of muscles. On their crest read, "Universal Allies, Guards for Sale."
There's no way around, is there?
Hero asked.
Nope,
said Skippy.
I have an idea.
Chuck went over to a nearby shrub and picked various bloomberries and glowflowers. He brought them over to Hero and squished the berries on his head, turning his blonde hair a bright blue. He put the glow flower on Hero's pouch and looked him over.
Not quite perfect, but you'll fit in. Just whatever you do, don't talk, bro.
Now, why not?
Trust me, just don't.
Chuck led Hero, Skippy, and Galfindor toward the protest rally and sang praises to gain favor with the fairies.
Yeah, like no more systemic oppression. Let the orcs destroy shit in peace. Something, our voices heard, something.
Skippy mumbled. The crowd welcomed Chuck and his companions into their rally. Chuck, Skippy, and Hero kept mumbling incoherent phrases about breathing, peace, and inequality. Most in the crowd paid no mind as the group pushed through. Yet when Galfindor released his bowels in the middle of the crowd, a few took notice.
What the fuck?
A fairy protester questioned.
It's a wizard. Oh my god. He just used magic without my consent. Can't you read the sign? My spell's my choice. You are literally oppressing me.
Another young fairy yelled out with a banshee-like shriek.
No, wait. He's like, fuck, a little help here?
Chuck pleaded. Skippy jumped out of Hero's crotch pouch and landed majestically to his tiny little hedgehog feet. He faced the angry mob and caught their attention with his unquestionably cute demeanor.
Why, yes, he is a great wizard. Behold his amazing magic. He doesn't infringe on your choice of magic. He is here to, help it as an ally.
Skippy announced.
Oh, look, he's so cute. Okay, I trust this little hamster. Just look how adorable he is.
Another rainbow-haired fairy with nose, lip, eyebrow, and ear piercings exclaimed.
Hedgehog,
said Skippy. Why would a wizard come to our aid, though? Don't they usually travel with knights? Asked a very large, big-breasted fairy with a beard and short pink hair shaved on the sides.
Well, he's Galfindor the White, the Grand Wizard of the, Knights Cult of Moth,
said Skippy.
Galfindor the what? The Grand Wizard of the what? Who are you?
Asked the now wide-eyed enraged pink-haired fairy. Seeing as the plan was not working, Hero decided to try to ease the tensions.
Your sign, it says kill hate, not trees, yet it is made out of wood, he said.
Yeah, so?
The bearded pink-haired fairy asked sarcastically.
Now, so, isn't that a bit, hypocritical?
Asked Hero.
No, it's about making a statement.
What about that other sign? It says AKAB. Is that some sort of rallying war cry?
No, it means all knights are bastards. They systemically oppress anyone they feel like when they feel like and abuse their power because they think their crest gives them the right to systemically oppress marginalized species because they're all stab-happy supremacists that systemically oppress anyone they feel like.
Now, okay, but all you did was repeat the same thing over and over without explaining anything.
You don't get it. Just all knights are bastards, okay? They systemically...
No, yeah, I get it. They systemically oppress anyone they want. Haven't you taken the time to consider now that without any knights, how much more violence there would be? Do you not see what the orcs are doing?
And what are the orcs doing? They've been systemically oppressed. They're a product of systemic oppression. They can't help what they are.
They can't what? Isn't that a bit, speciesist? Are you not the ones oppressing them?
Hero asked.
Excuse me?
Never mind, the knights have placed their lives on the line to protect these lands. You think a few bad knights represent all knights? You have any idea how long I've protected you all from Wrathmore? If I knew this would happen, I would have quit much earlier.
You what?
Skippy and Chuck began to slowly try and push their way through the angry mob as Hero's words began a chain reaction of irrational outbursts among the fairies. The protesters glared at the traveling companions and began to see through their facade.
Hero.
Skippy asked nervously.
Now what? We should probably run.
The fairy responded by yelling incoherently into the air and screaming without giving a properly constructed response. When the fairy did stop to take a breath, she just began to scream more.
They're night supremacists! Get them!
Another fairy yelled out.
Hero, this is where you pick me up and we fucking run!
Skippy yelled out. Gelfindor laughed hysterically at the furious crowd of fairies as they proceeded to try and attack Hero and his companions.
Juice and straw! Juice and straw! Juice and straw!
He repeated while passing residual bubbles of gas from his anus. Chuck used his massive size to block the protesters from attacking Hero and Skippy. As the scuffle commenced, Hero saw that their wings fell off without much effort, and their shining aura was no more than cheap glitter sparkling in the sun. The fairies themselves seemed to be playing a charade of their own.
Bro, they're not even real fairies.
Chuck yelled out as he got hit over the head with a wooden sign that said, "Free the dragons."
Yeah, but they kinda have a point about knights. They are kinda dicks,
said Skippy.
We need to get out of here. These not fairies aim to do us harm.
Did you just assume my species?
A short green-haired fairy wearing a shirt with the drawing of a kitten sipping coffee yelled out. From the edge of the forest, the screaming call of Orcish tongue grew louder. Behind the crowd came a stampede of angry orcs spilled forth from their East Forest and West Forest confrontation. Hero and his companions were moments away from being caught in a slaughter. As fate would have it, there was one among the crowd that saw the oncoming threat and knew who Hero really was. The hooded figure pushed through and grabbed Hero by the arm and pulled him out. Chuck, in turn, grabbed Gelfindor and followed the hooded figure. Gelfindor let out a terrible stench from his bowels and laughed as Chuck carried him out between the wings on his back. Hero, with Skippy in his pouch, followed the hooded figure with Chuck and Gelfindor not too far behind. As the orcs left the forest to spill out their pointless violence, the crowd of self-identified fairy protesters were eviscerated. Orcish blades cut through the fairies, sending rainbow streams of blood and a colorful display of red, light red, dark red, and not so dark red.
We deserve this!
A fairy yelled out while getting her head bashed in with the shield. Please take your anger out on us, yelled another.
Make me a victim!
Yet another exclaimed. Leaving the bloodbath behind, Hero and his companions followed the hooded figure deep into a shadowy ravine. Ahead, through a narrow passage of jagged rocks, lay yet another forest. This forest, though, was twisted and mangled, shrouded in a thick mist with echoed howls. The darkness ahead engulfed the party. So it was with great reservation that they ventured into the creepy, spooky, autumn leaf-fallen forest of the dead. What horrors awaited them would soon be revealed. At a later time. Not quite yet. Editor's note. We humbly apologize for this entire chapter. Had it not been integral to the story by introducing not one, but two pivotal characters, it would have been deleted. We are truly very, 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 very sorry. It only gets worse from here. We would also like to apologize ahead of time for the later chapter about the bad orange king and the drooling morons that worship an eagle with only one right wing. Oh, fuck, why did we agree to publish this?